Hello, and we're back. We're gonna continue to set up this computer manufacturing. And we brought in the cables and set up the other belts, so we need to put these splitters in. So I'm gonna go ahead and put down our foundations, and I'll do each level. So that was how I set that up there. We'll go ahead and add in the next 3 levels. Come around again. It's going to be interesting to see how the belts work for height here. I think it's going to be fine. And I am out of concrete once again. Let's get some concrete. Concrete. Grab a couple stacks. Get rid of this. All right. Back to it. And all right. Get that back. All right. So we'll set up the splitter once again. Let's see what our alignments are here. That looks right. And can't tell if that one is right or not. Looks like that lines up that way. And that way. Okay. Let's see if this is actually going to reach here, because this is kind of high. And it does. And I hope that it reaches down to here. Oh, that's too steep. Okay. So we have a problem there. Okay. Let's see if we can work through this. Now if I drop this splitter to the ground, that'll probably solve it, but I think we can work through this. Let's see. Let's take this one to here. And we can hook these up now. Could have done that before, but we didn't, but it's okay. So that's hooked up over there, and that's hooked there. Okay, so the only one we haven't hooked up yet now is this middle one. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stack this. I'm probably going to have to back this up a bit. Yeah. So take this away. And we'll have to do 2 stacks high. And let's see, this should reach down here, no problem. And this will probably, still not good enough. Alright, I don't think this one is going to reach. Oh, it does. Okay. So this will probably reach. Yes. Alright. So there we have it. That looks ugly there, but it works, and that's not a bad thing. I can probably do a double. Make it not so ugly. Let's take this away. Let's see if I can pull this away. I don't think that's going to reach. It's going to be an abnormal shape or something. Yeah. And what does it say? It's too steep. All right. Well, maybe I can do this instead. And this is probably too steep, so let's add another. Wow, okay. Okay. Alright. This just isn't gonna work very well. It's gonna look ugly. That's all we got. Ugly. 'Cause this isn't gonna come down. Alright, so be it. Just the setup we have. Get rid of this garbage. Unneeded, unwanted. In the way. What I would have to do is basically back up the splitters or lower them. So when I use those foundational stairs, I end up with a fixed separation height, which is nice, but you can see here it's too high. So if basically we move all of these splitters down one level, then it would fit. And it puts this splitter on the ground, and I'm not sure I really like that, but for right now, this seems to be okay. It functions, and that's what we need. So now we just need to bring in all of our resources. All right, so we've got cable on this level, and we need to bring in plastic, and we need to bring in maybe we should put plastic on the bottom because it's already coming on the bottom. And then screws is going to come from the top. And we can put cable into the middle. Let's do that. So let's take these away. Which is this one? Okay. There's no way to clear the belts as far as I know except to remove them. And this is probably filled with cable, so we take that out again. The bottom. So I'll have to put all these belts back because I wanted to remove the cable. Alright, take that away. Actually, I can keep these in. That'll be fine. So let's do that. So when I take away the belts, the cable goes into my inventory. And we will take this one away and add another one, and we will run this into the middle. Now what we can do is bring the plastic across this one, which goes into the middle. You know what? I'm curious. So I have foundations which I can use as a fixed height. So I have two different foundations. This one is 4 meters tall, this one is 2 meters tall. So as an example, here you can set them on top. So this is basically where the splitter height is right now. If I can get it to be on top. There we go. So basically it's there. So I would need to start with the highest one and then come down because they encroach on each other. But if I look at this height, then I have this height here, which is twice as high. And I put down a splitter. You can see that I would need, if I just put it kind of middle, you can see I would need to have a full height one, 4 meter tall, in between. And I have 3 splitters, so I would have 4 meters in between. I bet you, I wonder, now just set the stairs next to this now. Oops, foundations. So here is the stairs, and that is shorter. And what it looks like is, it's actually taller than this platform. I can rotate this so you can, it's just slightly taller. So if I had used this platform to as a base, then it would have been a little bit better. So let's say if I put this platform down and then placed 2 of these other 4-meter tall ones on there, that would be where the height would start for the platform. So that I wonder if I can do that right here. Yes. So let's see if I can get this. No, I can't. Okay. So we'll take these away. And I'll set it up right here. And we'll just see if we can just eyeball this. That one on top and this one on top. And we can go up here. Okay, this would be... Wow. Much shorter, maybe? So let's put this splitter on top here. And see. So actually it looks like it is practically... It is very close to being the same height, so it's not... It wouldn't matter. But this is an alternative way. And this setup allows you for complete adjustment on the full surface of the foundation, versus the stairs only gives you that small spot to be able to do that. And I believe the little trick here won't go all the way up. No, it doesn't go all the way up. So sad. But with foundations, actually, you could do that. But I'll do this for here anyway. Just so we have a little tiny bit of aesthetic going on here. And then the top portion just simply isn't supported. It's magic. It's a floater. Okay, and we're going to bring in screws, and it's going to go to the top level. So we're going to add another, I think, 2 here. And we have the cable coming in. And we're going to bring screws. We can probably just go straight out across here. Let's see. So this is screws. This is my cable. So I could come straight here. Let's see if this... Oh, I can't. Okay. Then we're talking, it's going to be here-ish. Okay, and that's not too terribly off. Put in our Mark III belts. There we go. So now what I need to do is come up with my merger system. So I need to know, let's ride the belt. I need to know what my screws rate is. Ooh, wow, 112.5 per minute. Okay, times 3, of course. So let's see what one of these machines produces. I don't think 90. So I'm gonna need 2 machines. So I'm gonna need 6 machines running screws here. What do I have? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have exactly what I need. And I think I'm gonna need more, but we'll go ahead and feed these in. So I need to merge all of these. And I'm going to need to upgrade this to Mark IV belts to feed that in. So we're going to have a merger here with the output going that way. this is number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here we go. Okay, Mark 3s. Mark 4. 4. There we go. Something happened here. This is not right. I used the wrong belts here. So let's fix that. That's Mark 3 and Mark 4. Okay. That is Mark 3. Yes. Okay. Okay, so we have screws coming down. And they are moving along nicely. Now I needed 112 per minute. So what I can do is drop these down to Mark 2 belts, which are the 120. And then that will be fine for a speed. So what I'll end up with is a more continuous stream this way, and it'll still meet the minimum requirements. I didn't get that one. There we go. Looks good. Now I just have one resource left, the plastic. Now I have to figure out how I'm going to bring in the plastic. So here, what do I need for that per minute so I can see what belts I can set up? I need 33.75. So again, Mark II belts will do the trick here. In actuality, Mark I belts, which are 60 parts per minute, will cover this as well. So let's just use Mark I belts just for the heck of it here, and let's see how that that pans out for us. Okay. All right. So we have 3 belts. We need 33. Let's 33 times 3. So it's really 34. So it's going to be what would be 99 plus another 3. So a little over 100. So we're definitely going to need Mark II belts at a minimum to bring in the plastic, because that's going to be 120 split 3 ways. So that'll cover that speed without a problem. So I'm bringing in the plastic there, and I believe I have another plastic here. I do, and I might want to switch this one to plastic, since right now I only have 2 rubber ones, but right now I don't really have. So I needed what? I needed more production here. So I'm doing 22.5, so one of these is not enough. I want, you know, what does this do? If I bump this up, see what my maximum overclocking capability here is going to be. 33.7. So that's actually what I would need. So I need 3 machines to produce this amount. Huh. Now, right now I don't need any rubber, so what I can do is put all of these 3 oil processing here. Oh, I do have rubber there. So I can put these other two to plastic as well, and then I can set them with 1 power shard each so that I get the minimum I need. So let's go ahead and just put down some personal storage. Put down a couple boxes here. What I'll do is I will dump all that off. Now I will take everything out of here. Put the rubber in here. Fast as I can. There's no way to... I'm full. Okay. Take all... Oops, I gotta shut this down. To plastic. There we go. I'll switch this one to plastic now too. And we will overclock it 1. Alright, so this is what I was talking about, where you overclock instead of adding machines, because the reality is if I added more machines, which would then split my oil belts more, then I would still get the same production. These things take up a lot of space. Oh man. So I still could put those here and merge belts, etc. But these are actually spaced, if I get this position here, these are actually spaced as close as they can be together. So I can't squeeze any in, although I would like to. And I can't put conveyor belts. I don't have those resources now, they're in the boxes, so I can't put the conveyor belts in there in between, unfortunately. So I need rubber, but what I can do though is put containers in between. So what I'll do is set another container here. If I get the resources. So I'll put another container and I'll dump the rubber in. Flip it for the output, line it up. There we go. So I'll just store all and grab my stuff out of here. There we go. And we will take all. Store all. Didn't get what I wanted. Any excess I'll just put in these containers here. It's no problem. Okay. So now I have this container full of rubber. So what I can actually do, oh, I can't not fit through there. That's good to know. Is I can just bend this belt right to that side there, and I can actually have rubber production going that way. We are overclocked. Fantastic. Let's switch this one to plastic, and it's overclocked. Fantastic. So I don't have room for another container. So what I will do is just put down, I need iron plates and rods. Okay. So I'll put down some more personal storage here. And that way I'll put the rubber in to these boxes, and I'll have it as a resource when I need it. And that'll be fine. And it's important to be able to have this stuff because it's I never know. I don't know what I'm going to do for rubber. I know there's a couple of items I need to make. A gas mask and the filters need rubber, but this one. But I'm not doing a gas. I don't even have the gas mask research yet. That's the next thing. But I want to produce these items so that I don't have to worry about upgrading so much as far as making stuff by hand, which is a pain in the buttocks sometimes when you have to try and hold that button forever. Am I going to fit all this in? Look at that. Like magic. Alright. So now, this is plastic production. And Let's take all. There we are, back to where we were. Okay. Well, I did want to keep one of those with rubber production. Did I do the wrong? I did the wrong one, didn't I? I did, didn't I? Oh, look at that. I actually don't have any rubber production, so I could do plastic, but that's okay. But I need 3. Okay, so this one is rubber. This needs to be plastic. This one, oh, I didn't realize that one was coming out. So I can take this out. I don't need that. There. Alright, so I have all plastic production, so I still need to dump off this rubber here. So let's do that again. Store all? Well, I got some of it. I mean, right now, as an early access game, it's quite a niche game in the sense that it fills an OCD kind of role of trying to make everything work properly in an exact way. And like I mentioned earlier, that there's a lot of people that have all of these blueprints and calculations and websites they've made to be able to be efficient and whatnot. And I mean, that's fine and all if you really want to get down into that min-maxing kind of situation, but that is a bit it's not really interesting to me so much. I guess if I was sitting at work thinking about this, it'd be, you know, instead of trying to work, I would, you know, be working on a calculator of some kind to figure out what was the best way to make screws or something in that regard. Okay. I also have rubber in another area being produced. Do I? No, maybe not. But I have... So now I have my 3 rubber productions here. And I'm going to be coming out to here. So looking at this one. So this will be my primary output, so it lines up. So we'll do our merger. And our green arrow will go that way. And I will line it up there. Turn our green arrow this way, so it points toward the other one, lined up, and I don't need it for this one, so we'll pull this out. Oh, we said Mark II belts would actually feed into this. So let's do Mark II belts. Let's try this. Okay, so I'm gonna line this up, and I need to go, it's on the first stack, so we'll line this up here. And just have this go up. And I know this, I'm pretty sure this is going to be too long. Yeah, so we'll just put something in the middle here, somewhere, so that it's happy. Okay, that didn't work right. Again. Okay. So 120 resources a minute is coming in, and we need there's a Mark II belt going to 60 resource a minute. So in reality, Mark III belts are actually more appropriate here. Okay. So we have... Do we have all of the resources going in now? Oh, this is an exciting moment. Look at that. Everything is actually going into what we want. Gosh, I wish there was a way to deal with these splitters a bit better. I've seen people do, and I have done it myself as a test in general, I've seen people put splitters in line like I've been doing the mergers in line, and the problem I see with that is you see there's a merger here, or a splitter, and one belt comes in and 3 belts go out. Now each belt going out, they get in an equal amount. So all 3 of those belts are equal. But if I put in 3 splitters, so 2 more after that, and they have other belts going out, it's actually being split multiple more times instead of once here. And that actually reduces the amount. The further you go down the splitter line, the very end gets the least amount of product or fuel or whatever it is. So you have to build up enough of these resources on the front end to be able to stretch it out all the way down your long tail chain to the end. And that's another balancing act of how many splitters can you put based on how many products you're going in with the belt speeds, etc. And I've had situations where I couldn't feed enough power generators by doing the chaining the splitters, but by having one belt split to 3 equally, I had no problems ever. So it's definitely situational, and that's why I have split these this way instead of trying to do some kind of inline chain splitters. So if we just access this, and we can see we have enough resources for everything. So we're making 3 computers. No, it has 3 computers. We're doing 1 computer at a time, 1.875 per minute. And that means we are doing 3 of those. So we have a little less than 3, or we have essentially 2. You need 2 computers for a supercomputer. So that means we have enough computers now for a steady stream of supercomputers that are being produced constantly. So these will come out and go into a merger, and we'll send those over and put those together over on this side. Now remember, I said that we needed for the manufacturer 2 computers, and instead of trying to make all that stuff manually, we're going to wait for these manufacturers to do it. And they all already have what we need. So we'll just grab these computers right now. And then we have what we need to make more manufacturers. Was it easier? Well, I mean, maybe. We had to take the time to run everything, but now it is a process that's going on its own. We don't have to worry about making these computers now because it's just happening. We have enough circuit boards which are feeding in. Let's see, what do I need? I need 9.375 per minute. And I'm producing, so let's just say 10 per minute. So I need 30 of these a minute. How many do I produce out of here? I produce 5, so I only produce 15 per minute, and I'm siphoning 1 over there. So that's not enough. But that's okay. If I overclock this once, and this once, and this once, jumps to 7.5. So 7 times 3 is 27, plus you add another 1.5 in there. which would be 15 off of each of them. So that would be 40, another 4.5. So that would be 31.5 per minute we were actually putting out. So that's what we need. That's our production level we need to have as output. And it looks like we have enough wire and plastic production filling up for this as well. So that's smooth. And this just puts out AI limiters like crazy. It's really silly how one assembler can put that out. So what we have, all of this is set up for one manufacturer to make supercomputers. That's it. So if we need more, then we need to set up more. And quite frankly, I don't see why we would need that, because you don't use supercomputers so much. The geothermal generators need them, but beyond that, I think this I'm not sure. But we do need them for to research the next level for that in the MAM. So we're going to set up the next manufacturer, and let's see what we need for the supercomputer is the computers, AI limiters. So we need an assembler to make those high-speed connectors, and we need more plastic. Oh boy. Okay, this might be a problem. That's a lot of plastic production that's being used. This high-speed connector needs plastic as well. Wow. So we need quick wire cable, and we need plastic. So we have cable coming out of here already. I wonder if we can just siphon a little bit off of cable. I had I have 4 cable production up here. I wonder if I can steal one of those and send that over. But I also have copper wire, which means what I could do is feed a constructor right at the back of the manufacturer, have it producing wire for me directly, and not have to set up a whole nother belting system, because there's my quick wire coming out of there. Sorry for that. And this, watching the wire level here, I think I have enough wire production. I think I can siphon off one of these. This produces 45 per minute, and I've got 4 of those going. So that's 180 per minute. And what are my wire production needs here? Okay. 90 per minute times 3, so 270. So I'm not actually making enough right now. Is that right? No, I seem to be filling it, no problem. $90 per minute, 270. I have 4 that are doing 45 per minute, which is 90 plus 90, 180. So right now I have full speed because they're coming out of containers. That's what the illusion is here. So this is slowly going down here. But because I have so much built up, it's taking a while. So I don't have enough machines already producing the wire I need. And I think this needs to be upgraded so they come out of there a little bit faster. There we go. Alright, so what I need to do is use my little power shards, and I need to bump this up. I only have 2 left. What? Okay. Huh. That gives me 67.5. That's quite good. So if I put these in there, I go from 45 to 67.5. So I already know that's 90, so 67.5 times 2 plus 90, 225. And that's still not enough, so I need more shards. I need these all to be overclocked at least one level. How many do I have going in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that how many? Oh man, this I calculated this complete. Oh, lost power. That's a no-no, and that's because I overclocked this stuff here. So let's un-overclock. Take that out. So now I got to look at adding another fuel generator. Okay. So let's reset this power, since it was working fine before I did it. So I'm gonna have to hit this a couple times probably. I don't understand this. I just don't understand this power stuff. I can't ever tell which part is drawing which amount and when. I mean, sure, I get a little graph, but I don't know what's happening. Sure, okay, it tells me how much I'm consuming, and then and then it trips. So what is the correlation between these numbers and the spikes that really matters? Like, it doesn't really tell me what's happening. I don't know which machines are shutting off and coming on, which cause these spikes in power. You know what? Let's just go ahead and put together this next fuel generator. So that'll add 150 megawatts, and then that'll hopefully be enough. So we're gonna do this little list. Oh, I can add it right now. That's fantastic. Where the hell am I? Okay. So we will put this in. I do have a splitter chain going here. And the idea is that I can put generators on each side of these splitters. Well, I can show you that right now. Put one on this side. But now I'm encroaching on that belt there. Okay. So the plan is to put it on each side. So let's put it over on this side for now. Where is my output? There. Okay. So I make sure that it... God, these things are so big, sometimes it's hard to tell. Show me you're lining up. Oh, I just can't tell. There we go. That's nice. Take damage. That's always nice. Alright, let's take this away. Let's add this pole instead. So that we have 6 power things. There we go. And we'll add a Mark III belt here. And fuel that's been backed up will flow right in there. And now we have 150 more megawatts, so we're 1.6. And I need another one. Okie dokie. We can do that. I can do that. Could totally do that. Oh, I have just enough resources here. That's really lovely. So we'll add one here. And we'll put another splitter in front of this. And that's our direction. That lines up, that lines up. Okay. Then my older factory, the one I can't access anymore really, I had a splitter system like this, and I had 18 fuel generators connected together with this splitter chain. And I kind of had it at a middle point, so it would go left and right, let's say, and have an equal distance on the splitter chain for 9 one way and 9 the other. And I needed 3 oil refineries. I needed 3 oil refineries that were overclocked, all of them, in order to feed the generators. And that barely did it, and it barely did it. I had to have a dedicated normal oil pump that was overclocked completely with Mark IV belts. So those are the fastest belts right now. To bring that all the way to my base. And the oil pump can only do 300 resources per minute, and the belt can do 450. So there's slight spacing in there. And that one belt fed the 3 oil refineries that were processing the fuel for the 18 generators. And it just, with everything overclocked, it just fit. Just over the consumption level of the generators. So that told me what I needed to know at that point for doing this balancing for power. Gosh. Okay, we got this hooked up. So let's try to turn this back on again. We just added 300 megawatts. And that seems to be where we need to be at. So I was at 1.62 megawatts. But I didn't know that until I got over the peak and I could turn it on. So I'm floating right at the top now. All up and down. And this is based on the machines that take longer to make something, and then they shut off waiting for supplies to fill up. So they're not always constantly on. Whereas a pump or a miner or something like that might be constantly on because of a steady rate of flow. So I really need to get the thermal geothermal generator researched, because I have a geyser right back there, right where my pointer is now, and that's 200 megawatts just free. So I need to get that going so I can just pipe that right into my power system. And I need Mark III belts here. Yep, fuel's gotta move faster. There we go. Actually, I can do Mark I belts into the generators themselves, because they are 30 or 60 rather. So I'm already full. So I mean, this works. Gosh, I just don't like how that slow that looks, even though it's 60. Seems to be at exactly the right rate. Close. Okay, so it's Mark II belts. Guess that already has a Mark II, yep. So you can see here, this is the first fuel generator in the chain, and it's got a backup already. And then, none of these others are backed up. And this far one has the least amount of fuel going to it. And then the way to overcome this is to have either split it with one splitter into 3 belts, which allows for less compact design that this provides, and or use faster belts to get the fuel there faster. So even though it's just one floating down here, it gets there in time to fill the next slot so that it doesn't overcome the consumption rate, or it doesn't. The consumption rate doesn't overcome the amount of fuel you're able to put into it. Okay. Okay, so we are we're back online. Let's go figure out this copper wire issue. Do I have the copper wire production that I need, or thought I did? Let's see. Alright, so one of these makes 45. Great. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 of them is 180. So really, I have 225. Interesting. So if I overclock 2 of these, I'll probably actually reach my level that I need. If I put in the calculator, 270 divided by 45, that'll tell me how many machines I need. 6, and I have 5. So if 67.5 minus 45, that's an excess of 22.5 times 2, leaves me 45. So if I overclock 2 of these machines, it will effectively give me a 6th machine. Okay, so that fills my gap. So now I'm producing the correct amount of wire that feeds into that chain, and I won't be able, I shouldn't be able to drain my containers anymore. And I need more power shards. I'm gonna have to go slug hunting. Okay, I need quick wire to come down. Alright, then I probably can't build my manufacturer anymore. No, because I don't have my heavy modular frames. I had to use them on those generators. What do these things need? I've got to go get some modular frames. Okay, I have screws. So I have everything except the modular frames. So let's go get that. The other side of the factory. Okay, we'll just grab 100 of those and go back. Alrighty. Once I get these supercomputers, which I need... It's a good thing those vehicles aren't taking any damage from me smashing them into everything. Alright, so a supercomputer, I need 10 of them, okay, to do the research. I only need 2 for this constructor, so I'll just make 2. Alright. Not constructor. Assembler. And I need not assembler, manufacturer. Jeez. I need to also make the high-speed connectors. So I need a manufacturer for that. So if I just set this down, so I need cable and plastic and quick wire. Got that. So okay. So I'm gonna have to somehow split off that plastic from the other belt. So what I might do is create a splitter in between. And split once off of each of those plastic belts into a new belt, which will feed my production here. But supercomputers also need plastic. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna need power shards. I have enough oil, another belt of oil, so I can add another 3 oil refineries. I think I'm gonna have to do that and put that on that backside, and make the belts come squirrely out through the gaps, and that'll give me 3 plastic. So I need 39.375 for a supercomputer per minute, and I need 15 per minute for this. So that's actually not a lot of plastic that I need for these high-speed connectors, but I probably need 2. This is 2.5 per minute. How many do I need in a supercomputer? I need 3, so that's not enough. So I have to have 2 manufacturers to produce these high-speed connectors. So I'm going to do that. So the quick wire is no problem. I can bring that down. I can split it twice. Cable is a problem, but I will... I think I have copper. I actually have cable on the other side of this place. I'm not even doing anything with cable and wire. So I just need the cable. It's just been stockpiling. So I can belt that over. That won't be a problem. And then the plastic. Okay. And quick wire come from the top. So I'll set up two of these. So let's do a little to-do list. So I need 2 of them. I actually need 3 of them, because I still have to do the supercomputer one. So we need 4 more of these heavy frame, modular frames. There we go. We have enough. All right. So I'm going to set the high-speed connectors in the same alignment as these 3 computer sections, so that let's see, I'm gonna do it over this way a bit because I have the quick wire over there. I'm guessing that's aligning. Why don't you tell me that you're aligning? All right, so you're there. Okay, now you are. Okay. Here we go. And we'll set the supercomputer one. Oh, why can't I do that? Somewhere in the somewhere in the middle-ish here, so we can bring in resources. So we'll take the so we will have mergers here, one merger here, and the outside inputs are going to have one be is high-speed connector, and the other one's going to be the computers. Okay. And this is going to just go in directly, so we will do a Mark III. Go into there. And this one just into here. Oh, I'm out of resources. I think. No, oh, that's right. There's this strange thing, because these have such a huge area that they come out of. I'm actually encroaching. So I need to set one of these poles up, conveyor poles, so that it can go... Nope. So this is just not. So let's set this up now. Darn things, I have to click twice. Look at that. I can't go in this way. But if you look at the green arrows, it's trying to do an input into the input or the output. And that isn't going to work. So if I start from here, it'll actually attach properly. Merger going that way. Lines up, and you see that there's white box lines which denote the encroachment areas around these objects. That's why I couldn't put that belt in before, and I had to bring it out with a conveyor pole. And now it works. So just to keep everything nice and tidy, we've got this here. That's an input. Look at that. All right. Nice. So we're going to set that up here already. For this side. And a merger. Make sure it's pointing this way. And it lines up. I think that's in line with this. It is. Lovely. We'll do another merger. That one is lined up there. And then we'll bring this one over. Which that one worked this time. I guess it goes out far enough. Okay, so the computers are already on their way. Look at all those computers. That is just really lovely. Oh, left one out. There we go. Okay, high-speed mergers. So we're going to put another 6 pole here. Stick that right here. Plug you 3 in. And I need to go to power somewhere. So we'll just do a simple pole here. Connect it up. I can't put it here, can I? Can I put it here? I can. So we will run this over to here and connect it up that way. one of the things with the snapping with the foundations, the snapping works really well. So you can see that the power pole is snapping into its location. One of the features with the wire connection is that when you click and drag it off, it'll actually drag out a power pole as well. But you see it's not snapping. Now this lets you snap it, or wire it to another pole, and then it just becomes a wire. But you can't do any snapping at all, which could be to your advantage. You can rotate it without snapping as well. So it depends on what kind of situation you're in, because snapping is very specific. So you're not going to get you get precision in the sense of alignments, contiguous alignments with everything, but you don't get the precision of putting it in an exact spot you want to. So that's a situational thing, which is actually kind of nice. Okay, these things only need 3 inputs, so I don't have to worry about 4 resources here. And I'm going to split right here the same resource into both of these. I'm going to make sure I'm back and centered. And I have an invalid shape, so I need to come back one more. Okay, so that's that. And then we need 2 more input. So we'll be using another splitter that just does 2 splits here. So let's split that back here with a tidy little stairs. And we'll add the next. What's funny is we could. No, I like it to be in line. I wonder if I can use. Oh. That won't work anyway. But yeah. All right, so we'll put this splitter kind of. Get up on there. All right. So this one's in line. There we go. That's really far away, but I have room here because of this, what I've done to set this up, so I don't actually care. So we'll run this one to this closer one, and the higher one will go to the outer level, hopefully so that it will be okay with the height that it's going to be at. Let's grab 3 stacks of 100. Okay. Well, we hope to have a single supercomputer manufacturer running tonight. Oh, why did I do that? I need this. Now this actually gives us a splitter at this height, which is not the double height really, but the downside is that it's going to affect the input belt, kind of. So let's just put this up like we would do right there. And then we will add this splitter. I think that, no, gotta go forward, okay. There we have it. And let's make sure this goes down. It does. That's lovely. Okay. And I believe we use the OCD pole. Okay. Then we're going to run this here. And we have, I think, 2 for that. All right, that is set up. And they have power. They're waiting to do work. Okay, so let's bring down the quick wire. And we're going to bring over the cable, and then we're going to create more plastic generation. Oh my goodness. So we're going to bring the plastic in on the bottom underneath here. So that means we're going to do it here. And this should go through. Ah, nice. That's awesome. So there we have our belts. All right, so we're going to bring down quick wire. Oh, I didn't even see. I got to take a look at how much we need. So for basic production, we need 100 per minute. Ooh, so we need 200 per minute. Let's see what our output is. 60. So 3 of these would do the trick. So I have 1, 2, 3. I have the output I need. Okay. So this is about the alignment right here. So we'll just use this as our output. So we'll do our merger, which will come out that way. And we'll take, we don't need 1 there because we're going to use 3. And we move that one output that way. Okay. And we're going to need, so 240 per minute is going to be our output. Our belts are going to do 270 resources per minute. So that's plenty. I think tomorrow, if I'm able to get on, what I'm going to do is go slug hunting and hard drive hunting so that I can work at kind of expanding things a little bit better. Now this isn't the most efficient use of space, but I don't really find that space is a problem in this game. And what I'm going to do is actually pull out these platforms all the way across. So there's going to be a whole nother second level up here. And we will be able to put up other kinds of manufacturing that does something else magical. Who knows? We'll find out when we get there. Let's take off our ramp and let's see where we're going to be setting this up here. Is that the right alignment? I don't think it is. I think that's off something other. I guess. Well, let's see. Okay, so that belt comes out fine. And this is the quick wire, so we'll run that into the top part. Which is here. 3 high. So let's offset this early, so this way we don't block the output of the other part. And I don't think I can go down. I can. Wow, nice. And then could go down to that and then over to here. Yeah, we clear the container. And we'll just take that off. Okay. And the quick wire, let's see what we need here. 100 per minute. So Mark II belts are fine because they're 120 per minute. And that's 240 total for 2 belts, and this is a 270 Mark III belt. But I gotta do this all the way here. Now that's good. Okay, let's look at the other ones and set the other belts up now. 25 per minute on those belts there, on the cables. We're gonna have to do. I guess we can do a Mark III belt all the way over. And again, well, we could do Mark I belts coming out of that. So these Mark I belts for cable, because plastic is going to be there, yes. So we'll change this. And it'll be Mark III coming in. Okay. Yeah, let's bring the cable over now. Let's see, what's the best way to bring that over? Probably this way. Guess I can bring it right by this machine right here. If I move that power pole, I can move it closer. These things are just in the way. And the hub is going to be in the way for sure. So let's see. I don't need those biogenerators. Just put that there so I have that. Oh wait, I was researching something, wasn't I? No, I wasn't. I'm trying to get to that point so I can research it. So here's our cables right here. It's a four container stackable storage. So it's already tall with the output there. So I will bring that output all the way across there. And these need to be upgraded to Mark III belts so that our output speed matches our belt speed. Now this is just one cable thing, and that's 15 per minute. That's not enough. Not enough at all. And I think overclocked it's better, but I'm gonna have to add another constructor. And I'm not doing, oh, I am doing something with this cable, this copper. But I don't think I have enough constructors over here, really. Let's see, I've got unused coal here. This is all iron belts. And I bring in 2 copper. I could double these smelters, quite frankly. Thinking this is not a good setup. I have... Okay, the copper comes out of here and goes all the way around back there. Okay. Again, this was a joint map. So at the time when we set this up, this was this worked fine. But now the needs have changed. So quite frankly, this is a normal copper and a Mark 1 miner. Okay, this hasn't even been upgraded. So base without overclocking, I can get 120 out of that node, and that's not fabulous, but I can overclock it to get more. What I can do is probably try to set up some more copper manufacturing. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and just belt this cable over. And it's got 3 full containers, which will last for a while. And we'll just go with that for now. So let's have this come out. I'm out of rods. Okay, the rod production is over here. Probably. That's not keeping up. Maybe we can accelerate this with faster belts. I'm overclocked on screws there. It helps a little with the production time. But ultimately, that needs a better setup. Okay. Back to the business at hand. So we got 6 smelters set up for iron, and we have 2 set up for copper. So in hindsight, that was not a good setup for the time. I guess it worked for us, but clearly we need more output. I need rods, yes. Oh, I can't climb up. Why can't I climb up? We got rods here. Okay. Now I don't know where I am. There we are. Back to this stackable. And one more. Go. Come down. And we'll there we go. And we'll just bring this over. All nice and high. I'm going to drop it down as I go here. So we'll drop this down quite a bit. I think I'm going in the middle here. So it's going to be too high. So we'll take that down to too high now. And that means we will be ready to go into the... It's going to be 1 high. Yes. Okay. Oh, I hope this doesn't encroach here. No, okay. I'll just keep this too high for now. So it's easy to get under this belt. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go one high into that middle belt there. So we'll come back to here. Wonder, can I do this here? Oh, I can. And where am I going? Going right here. So let's put this and we'll go down to this level here. And into here and connect that up. And our cables should be flowing. There they come. Into the system. So if we look at the things that fill up the most, you have 40 wire, 10 cable, and 6 plastic. So in reality, the wire needs to come in pretty fast. And right now it's on a Mark II belt. So we're going to make these Mark III belts. And we're going to make Mark IV belts coming in to the splitter, just to speed this up a little bit. It's way above what we need, but what it'll do is the items will get there faster. And I'm going to upgrade these to Mark IIs, just so they're twice as fast as what they're doing right now. That's better. And the plastic doesn't really need to feed in too fast. So Mark II belts will work fine. And let's see, that's 270 in and 240 out, so that's fine. So now we need plastic generation. Oh boy. We need 3 oil refineries now. More heavy modular frames. Oh dear. And we need 60 cables, so let's just take this out. There'll be 100 there. It'll fill back up. Alright, let's see about building these modular frames. Heavy modular frames. We need 6, so we can make 4. Okay. And where is... I guess pipes are what we need here. Looking at the ingredients there. I think I've got pipes in one of these boxes. Here we go. So we need 2 more of these bad boys, and 1, 2. Fantastic. Now let's go set up some oil, because that is ecologically friendly. So the way I set up this belt, this belt is split already here once, and then it comes into a splitter. So I'm not using the third side here. So let's... Oh man, how is this going to come out? Let's find out. Here's an oil refinery. There's the input. And it's encroaching. on somebody somewhere. Looks like the belt. So I can bring it back somehow. My God, these things are huge. All right. Well, I could go this way. It's just not a good idea. I think I'm going to have to take these. What if I... God, these things are just ridiculously huge. They take up so much space. And I have no room over here either. Okay. Alright. So I split that belt twice. And the plan was to split this other belt the same way. So if we just look at this and get up top here, I've got 2 oil belts coming in for here, and I have 1 oil belt just for fuel on the generators because I'm going to need that. And that's the 3 oil reserves I have near me. So I know I can split one of these belts twice into 2 triple splitters. So what I've done is I've attempted to set that up again here, but because I have added in a bunch of production here in front, I kind of cut my nose off to spite my face, so to speak. So I actually need to move this manufacturing completely. This is just not good. And I am just producing plates and rods here, I think, which is a redundancy from my other side. So I'm going to have to break all of this down that I set up because I need more plastic production, unfortunately. So we're going to start filling our inventory with other stuff. So it seems like the belts can fit through here without a problem across the front, and that's fine. So we can leave that there. And this container, let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to have to take it all away. And yep, I'm already run out of space here. So let's just delete this stuff. I don't need it. And continue to delete. Alright, let's see where we're at here. Let's get rid of this power pole. This should still let us set up the oil refineries to at least see where we're at. And get rid of this. And I think that's what my original plan was, to have these giant oil refineries just go straight across here because there's plenty of room for that at the time. And I'm going to go with that original plan. So now that I know what my manufacturing needs are, after setting up those manufacturers, so now I have room for 1 off of this belt and 3 more with another splitter, which means I need 2 more modular frames. Let's see if I can make 2 more. Ah, yes. Fantastic. Here we go. 1 and 2. All right. All right, let's see if we can make a little bit of an oil spill. And they're just going to go right next to each other as tight as they can here. I think we're probably okay here. Turn that right and line it up. There it is. Nice. Now the light out is starting to reflect off the platforms. It makes it difficult to see. That's that one, and then so one more. Okay, there we go. Now we just have to set up the splitter here, and that will work just fine. Might have to move this setup forward if I want to put a generator here. The other alternative is to just keep chaining it in that direction, which also works. Okay, let's bring in a Mark. Is that Mark 2 belt? Okay. All right, there we go. I doubt I have the power requirements I need, so I'm going to have to set up more generators. These things pull a lot of power. 50 megawatts. This is one coal generator just to run one of these unoverclocked. And actually, it's not enough, because if you have the exact amount of power consumption as you have production, it'll trip the breaker. So it's quite funny. And sad. Now, I already have containers full of stuff there, so I don't really need to have containers. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to finish this before it's time to shut this down, so we'll just do what we can here and then call it a day and pick it up again tomorrow. Alright, we got a 6-pole connection here. What's the problem? How am I encroaching with wire? Seriously? Okay. Put her on the backside. Where is the power pole here that it can come through the backside? Here it is. Okay. So let's put this here. Connect it up. And this, okay. Those 3 and that one, so that was 4 additional. So we should all have power now. And this is producing already. So we just have to feed oil into this with another splitter. So let's, how did I do that? Did I face it right in? I even right along, okay. Probably have to move a power pole. Let's see. That is lined up, and it should tell me with the other splitters. There we go. And in we go. Nice, it misses it. And we Mark 3 this in. And now it splits off, and we have more production. So this belt, I'm going to have to overclock this oil pump to maximum. And I'm going to have to make this a Mark IV belt. Which means I need more power shards. But actually the other belt's exactly the same. So, no, I guess this production will be fine. Because plastic takes 4, and I am filling up. Yeah. Okay, that's plenty. Okay, just like before, without overclocking it. Okay, we have our plastic production going. So we just need to clear out all of these machines and all of these containers, which are all full of these resources. And apparently my inventory is full. Okay, and these oh my god. All right, so these are all double-sized containers. So there's 48 slots in here that are full. And each one of these slots is 100. So 4,800, 4,800 on all plates. So that's a lot of materials to move, so I'm not sure I want to bother. You know, if I can belt. Okay, this one goes straight ahead. That's unfortunate. What about this? This one doesn't, but if I go straight ahead, I can come through here into another container. So anyways, that's my point. What I can do is basically belt between these containers to come out in front of them into another set of containers to hold the plastic that I need to then send somewhere else. This way I can just leave the plates where they are. I don't have to worry about trying to take them somewhere else. And then I can go ahead and create a production over here with an assembler that uses these plates for something. And then when they're done, I can just break it all down and move things around. And I don't need these power poles here anymore. Okay. All right, well, we got this set up now. It's powered. It's getting fed. Belts are looking kind of thin. But once the barrels stack up, I see. It's still, yeah, it's over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. All right, so it's right at the exact level. So what happened is all of the extra barrels that were stored up in the oil pump are gone, and now it's pumping at the same rate that it's outputting. And with that, it's still able to keep up with the production on this. It's actually a bit interesting because, okay, this one's done. That's why that one can keep up. But this other one, we're in full production, and these other belts are keeping up fine. So I think what's going to happen is once these barrels fill up in here to be their maximum, then we'll start to see the belt slightly back up. And okay, until our next adventure, we'll keep going. Take it easy, and hope to see you back again. Bye-bye.